Be making basics.
What's good, YouTube? Beat Making Basics back again with another dope video. If you're new to my channel, please do me a favor, go ahead and subscribe as well as like and comment on the channel. So let's go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to be giving some tips of how you can mix your beats pretty quickly, man. First things first is getting organized. So as you can see over here, I have all of my drums at the top. I did put the bass at the top with the 808, so that's could be mixed together. But for the most part, I got the drums at the top, and then I got the the melody at the bottom. All right, so that's the first step here. Next thing here, just to keep it super basic and simple, man, you just turn everything down, turn it all the way down, and then we're just gonna start working on the drums first. So what I'll do is I'll just pull up. You could hold Option and click on it, and it'll pull up one of these tracks here, and we just listen to it, make sure it's not like clipping or anything like that. All right, cool. So that we got a good sound on the kick. Let's move on with the snare. We're just getting the right levels, making sure everything is punching the way it needs to. The reason why I mix the drums first is because really the drums is like the heartbeat. It's like the backbone of the beat. You know what I mean? So you want that to be really the part that's punching the hardest, and then the melody is kind of like mixing around this. All right, cool. So we got most of this done here. Now let's go ahead and move on to some of the sub sounds or the 808s. What's going on? Ukiah Beats of Beat Making Basics. If you're brand new to making music in Logic Pro 10.5, then this is going to be the course for you. Basically, we're going to be breaking down how to make beats start to finish in the software. We'll also be covering all of the new advancements in Logic Pro 10.5, like the remix effects, the step sequencer, and so much more. Specifically, what we're going to be covering though is how to make your own melodies, your own drum patterns, how to arrange in the song format, how to edit your music, how to mix it, and ultimately how to bounce it down to high quality MP3s, WAV files, and track stems. So if this sounds like something that you would like to learn how to do, go ahead and download this course now. Can't wait to see you on the inside. You basically want to hear it, but you don't want it to be over blaring when it comes to the 808. So that's a good. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up some of this, the melody part. Couple things to keep in mind here. I purposely don't mix the beats to where there's a, it's blaring right here and the stereo out. There's always a little bit of headroom so that when it comes to like mastering the beat, I can boost the levels up with still some headroom right there. So let's just check that out real quick. Just making sure everything is sitting right. As you saw, I also panned everything, just slightly. Really the next thing would be to go ahead and cut out some of the lows on some of these tracks. So for instance, I can come out here on the snare and cut out some of the lows on that, because I know for sure the snare has more mid and high range signals or frequencies. And so this right here, cutting this out is going to make room for, say, that 808 or that bass or, certain other instruments. Basically held down Option and dragged each one over. And what that's going to do is I can come over here and adjust it just a little bit here and there based on the instrument. Then what I'm gonna do also is like put this R bass plug-in on the actual 808. Just gonna make the 808 punch to the mix just a little bit. All right, bet. So we have a lot of stuff done pretty well. Let me just listen to this bass. Just get this one more time. For the most part, the beat is ready to go, man. You know, you could do other things like listen to reference tracks and things like that. I do that, and I will do that before actually going ahead and sending this out. But for the most part, because of copyright issues, I'm not going to do that. But the next thing I would do actually is going to go ahead and we'll come over here and put this isotope plugin on here. It's Ozone 9. And wait for it, come on. We're just gonna go over here to the maximizer and push that ceiling down to negative 0.1 dB. You could push the threshold, you know, some more over here, but most of the time I kind of just leave that right there where it's at. Let's just listen to it real quick. And then as you can hear, just adding that Valhalla Room reverb onto those melody parts, just giving it a touch, you know, not too much. I feel like made it sound good. Now, as you can see here, I got that turned way down in the mix, so it's not overtaking the mix at all. I could also put this reverb plugin on here multiple different ways. I could have, you know, created a send and bust the signal over. I could have done a whole lot of different things, but I decided to keep it simple. Just put it right on here. As you can see, there's not really a whole lot of melody tracks. But for the most part, though, this beat is done. And the only other thing I would do on this is go ahead and add my tags. So that's what I'm going to do. And then this mug is really going to get sent out, like, you know, period. Period. Oh, that's so funny. All right, let's go ahead and keep it rolling, man. I'm going to turn this down some and then... You got it. All right, and this mug is done. And from there, really, I'll just go ahead and save this. And as you can see, y'all, you know, it's just about having the understanding of what the purpose of a mix is. You know what I mean? Just making sure that you're balancing the levels, the frequencies, the spectrum of, you know, just your stereo spectrum, if you will, with panning and different things of that nature, even with reverb, you know, that's all it's about. And then two, you know, knowing when and when not to add certain things. You know, if the beat's already knocking, you don't have to add more compressor to it or another compression to it. Just leave it alone. You know, if it doesn't need a whole lot of EQ, don't over EQ it. If it doesn't need a lot of reverb, don't put a lot of reverb. It's based on what is needed. So anyway, y'all, that is the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.